Hello everybody, this is NIO Life once again. Today I'm going to show you guys something very interesting because I want to showcase the difference between a normal electric car and the proprietary battery swapping tech by NIO. I'm now at one of the newest, fastest fast charging station for electric cars. It's so new that the paint is still look fresh. And I just also interviewed the drivers of the blue Audi here next to me. I asked him all the different questions relating to charging here in Germany, and it reflects exactly what I already know about charging versus swapping, because I've been driving electric since 2016, and the same problem exists everywhere in the world, not just here in Germany. It's also the same in Australia, in China, everywhere else. This is something that people don't want to talk about as a pure electric car driver, where you are relying on charging only. Is that the advertised fast charging speed is never really achieved because you have to share the electricity power with everybody else who wants to charge. Here's a perfect example. Right now there are 4 cars here connected to 3 different chargers, and the charger on the back is advertised for 300 kilowatt. The one on the left, the number 1, number 2 here, next to number 1, number 2, and that's 150 kilowatt. Sounds pretty good. In reality, everybody gets 65 to 75 kilowatt power, and the Audi here actually currently charging at only 50 kilowatt. I checked. I just said it's at 52% charging state of charge, and it's only getting 54 or 53 kilowatt charging power. So what that means is that if on large scale, I want you to look around here. This is only 4 or 5 cars, including this car. There's only that's another electric car. He's coming in. The Volvo is coming in. XC30, I think. EX40. Okay. So the EX40 full electric version, I hope. They have different version of the same car. And when he connects, he probably can only get 65 kilowatts as well. So, but now I want you to see there's a lot more cars out here. Imagine in 10 years time where every single car is seen on this plot needs to be electric or partially electric due to the law changes. Then how are you going to install charging stations? What is the better solution, charging station or swapping station? Look at the space this place needs for charging versus swapping. And then the swapping, between 3 minutes to 5 minutes, you're done with 1 car, regardless which size battery. If you have a 75 kilowatt battery or 150 kilowatt battery, the speed of swapping is exactly the same. This is something you need to remember. However, if you have a large battery, like this car here, for example, I'm sitting in a PoleStar 4. It has a 100 kilowatt battery. You want to charge to full. At this kind of chargers, they're only giving you 65 kilowatts. You're going to sit here for 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes, because the last 10% takes a long time to charge. So you might end up here wasting 2 hours of your precious time instead of 3.5 minutes. That is the difference between swapping and charging. And I've been charging for almost 10 years. And now I've been swapping for less than 1 week. Personally, I can tell you sincerely, unless it's absolutely necessary, if I have the choice, I will always do swapping versus charging. Because my most valuable commodity you have as a human being is not money, it's time. If a technology like the swapping technology of NIO can help me save time, cutting charging time down from 1.5 hours on average to 3.5 minutes, then I'm actually using very small amount of money in exchange for a very large amount of return of time. I'd rather do something more valuable with my time than sitting in the car waiting for the car to charge or watching YouTube video while sitting in the car. A lot of people will tell you, yeah, it's not a problem. I can go to the toilet, I can eat, and I've done all that. I have sometimes waited 2 hours, 3 hours for charging because some free chargers are slow in Australia. I tested every single scenarios. One thing I can tell you is once you have the ability to swap the battery, you really don't want to go back. because you realize how ridiculous it is to wait 1 hour for charging. Of course, so far in one of the most successful countries for electrification like Norway, they have tons of charging stations. People are used to it. Wherever they go, they find a parking, they just connect, and then while you are parked, you are charging as well. But think about this way. Would you rather go out of the car while it is raining like here now? I don't even want to go out to make videos because my phone is not waterproof. I don't even know if I have a waterproof rating of this phone. And if I go outside and my phone dies because of that, then my value loss is significantly higher. So for me personally, I don't want to go outside. If I can't go outside, the only way to get a refresh of the range in this car, in the NIO, would be swapping. And when you do swapping, you don't have to get out of the car at all. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to open the window. You go into the box, press the button. The rest is happening in 3 to 5 minutes for you by itself automatically. But here, that is not the case at all. You have to work for it. Yeah. Okay, I just want to use this as an example to demonstrate the difference between swapping and charging. And one last thing, I test drove this brand new PoleStar 4 now for the last 3 hours. It's a great car, don't get me wrong. However, it's not a NIO level car. There's a lot of details that's just not there. For example, one reason I wouldn't buy this car here, allow me to demonstrate. This is the one reason I wouldn't buy the car, is this. Look. Tell me you can hear, or can you hear, or can you not hear the blinker? Honestly, can you hear the blinker? Can you not hear the blinker? Now I'm blinking right. Can you hear it? Can you not hear it? Honestly, tell me. Can you hear it? You can see I'm blinking. The Tesla in front probably thinking something's wrong with me. Can you hear the blinker? Can you not hear the blinker? Yeah, I thought so. Not be able to hear the blinker is the deal breaker for me, because then when you're driving, you have no idea is your blinker on or off, because you don't want to look at the display to check is your blinker on or off. You rely on the audio cue. There's a reason why traditionally the blinker makes that noise. It has a function. It's not just for show. You need to know that you are on, so that you know for certain outside people are knowing that you're signaling. The signaling sound is very important. This car's signaling sound, unfortunately, is too quiet. Way too quiet. Allow me to demonstrate one more time. This is on. Yeah, you can hear that. No, you can't. This is also on. Now you can't hear that. No, I bet you cannot hear it. This will be a deal breaker for me for this car. Everything else does not really matter anymore, but there's a lot of other issues with this car that I don't want to go into depth. All I can say is if you like PoleStar, buy a PoleStar, not a problem. PoleStar is currently the best-selling premium Chinese car in Australia, better than any other brand from China, actually. However, I personally think NIO is a much better car than PoleStar, and tech-wise is better, detail is better, workmanship is better, at least on par, very similar. It's the detail. It's all in the detail. Yeah. Once again, when I cannot hear this, game over for me. When I cannot hear this, it's game over. Absolutely game over. Can you hear the blinker? You can't. Allow me to demonstrate how loud it is. You have to go all the way to the speaker there. Can you hear that now? I hope you can hear that now. That is the blinking sound. That's a deal breaker. Absolute deal breaker. Okay. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video. Check out NIO's cars, and if you're in the market for a PoleStar, remember at least go test drive the NIO car for free. Then you can still buy your PoleStar. It's not going to cost you anything. Allow me to show you. Here. Not hard to find. NIO Hub, 3 minutes away. Yeah. See? Easy. Okay. Thank you. All done.